Hey, history lovers tonight, let's get comfortable. Close your eyes if you want, and imagine we're traveling back together to a medieval castle. We'll walk slowly through its old hallways, where every stone has its own story and every shadow seems to whisper secrets. From the gentle morning routines, to the quiet strength of the lady of the castle, to the laughter and learning of children. This journey is all about the simple but fascinating parts of daily life back then. We'll discover the hidden world of the servants, the healing magic of the castle gardens, and the peaceful moments in the chapel. You'll also hear about the strange superstitions that filled the castle at night, and the silent guards who watched under the stars. If you're curious about the most interesting parts, don't miss Fact 10, where we climb up to the watchtower to meet the night's watchful guardians, and Fact 12, where we explore the castle's shadows, full of charms, secrets, and quiet fears. Before we start, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And in the comments, let me know where you're watching from: America, Europe, Asia, or anywhere in the world. It's always wonderful to see so many history lovers from all over hanging out together in one peaceful place. So, let's dive into the story together. 1. The Castle Awakens. Dawn's quiet rituals let us begin, if you will, in the softest hour of the morning, when the world is still wrapped in the gentle hush of night, and the castle, that ancient stone guardian, lies sleeping beneath a blanket of mist. The air is cool, almost damp, and the sky is a deep, endless blue, not yet touched by the golden hand of the sun. In this moment, the castle is a world unto itself, a silent island adrift in a sea of dreams, waiting for the first breath of dawn to stir its ancient heart. The walls, thick and unyielding, hold the night's chill close. Each stone, rough beneath the hand, is a memory, a story, a silent witness to centuries of waking and sleeping, of laughter and sorrow, of hope and fear. The castle is never truly empty, never truly still. Even in the deepest hours of the night, there are lives within these walls, hearts beating quietly, dreams flickering like candle flames behind shuttered windows. But now, as the first pale light begins to seep through the arrow slits and high, narrow windows, something changes. It is not a sudden thing, not a trumpet's call or a bell's sharp cry. It is a gentle stirring, a slow, almost imperceptible shift, as if the castle itself is taking a long, deep breath, preparing to greet the day. In the kitchens, far below the great hall, the first to wake are the scullions, the youngest and least noticed of the castle's many inhabitants. Their beds are little more than straw pallets tucked into corners, close to the warmth of the ovens. They rise in silence, careful not to disturb the older servants, their feet bare against the cold flagstones. They move like shadows, gathering, kindling, coaxing the embers of last night's fire back to life. The scent of wood smoke begins to drift through the corridors, a promise of warmth and comfort to come. Above, in the great hall, the air is still heavy with the echoes of yesterday. The long tables are empty, the rushes on the floor scattered and trampled. The banners that hang from the rafters stir gently. In the draught, their colors muted in the half-light. Here, too, the day begins in silence. The only sound is the soft scurrying of mice, the distant drip of water from a leaky roof tile, the faint, rhythmic creak of the castle settling into itself. In the Lord's solar, a chamber set apart from the noise and bustle, the first light finds its way through a narrow window, painting a golden stripe across the floor. The Lord and Lady, still, wrapped in sleep, lie beneath heavy woolen blankets, their dreams undisturbed by the world outside. It is the chamberlain who wakes first, his duties as old as the stones themselves. He moves quietly, checking the fire, laying out fresh water for washing, arranging the Lord's clothing with careful hands. Each gesture is a ritual, a silent offering to the day ahead. Elsewhere, in the tiny rooms and cramped alcoves where the servants sleep, the bell for matins rings out, soft and distant, calling the faithful to prayer. It is not a harsh sound, not a command, but a gentle reminder that the day is beginning, that there is work to be done. The servants rise, stretching stiff limbs, rubbing sleep from their eyes. They dress in the half-dark, their clothing simple and worn, patched and mended by many hands. There is a quiet dignity in their movements, a sense of purpose that comes from knowing one's place in the great tapestry of the castle. The castle's youngest inhabitants, the children of the servants and the Lord's own kin, are the last to wake. Their dreams are filled with stories, with dragons and heroes, with secret passages and hidden treasures. They wake slowly, reluctant, to leave the warmth of their beds. Their world is smaller, softer, bounded by the walls of the nursery and the gentle care of their nurses. For them, the day begins not with duty, but with wonder, with the promise of new adventures waiting just beyond the door. As the light grows stronger, the castle begins to hum with life. The kitchens fill with the sounds of chopping and stirring, the clatter of pots and the hiss of boiling water. The scent of baking bread mingles with the sharp tang of herbs, the sweetness of honey, the earthy aroma of root vegetables pulled from the castle gardens. The cooks move with practiced grace, their hands sure and steady. Each meal is a ritual, a gift to those who will gather at the table. In the stables, the grooms are already at work, brushing down the horses, checking their hooves, laying out fresh hay. The animals snort and stamp, eager for their morning feed. The grooms speak to them in low, soothing voices, their words lost in the soft rustle of straw. There is a quiet companionship here, a bond forged in the early hours before the world is fully awake. The castle's guards, too, are stirring. Their watch is never-ending, a cycle of vigilance and rest. They move along the battlements, their eyes scanning the horizon, watching for the first signs of movement in the fields below. Their armor is cold against their skin, their swords heavy at their sides, yet there is comfort in the routine, in the knowledge that they are the castle's first line of defense, its silent protectors. In the chapel, the priest prepares for morning prayers. His footsteps echo on the stone floor, his voice a soft murmur as he lights the candles, arranges the altar. The air is cool and still, filled with the scent of beeswax and old wood. Here, in this sacred space, the day begins with a moment of quiet reflection, a pause before the rush of tasks and duties. The priest's prayers are for the castle and all who dwell within its walls, for peace, for health, for the gentle turning of the seasons. Outside, the world is waking too. The fields beyond the walls are shrouded in mist, the trees dark silhouettes. Against the brightening sky, the river that winds past the castle glimmers in the early light, its surface smooth and unbroken. In the village below, smoke rises from the chimneys, a sign that life is stirring there as well. The castle and the village are bound together, each dependent on the other, their fates entwined like the roots of ancient trees. As the sun climbs higher, the castle's windows catch the light. Each pane of glass, rare and precious, glows with a soft, golden warmth. The shadows retreat, and the colors of the tapestries and banners come alive. The castle is no longer a place of shadows and silence, but a living, breathing world, filled with the promise of the day ahead. Yet, even in this moment of awakening, there is a sense of continuity, of timelessness. The rituals that greet the dawn are the same as they have always been, passed down from one generation to the next. Each gesture, each word, each silent prayer is a thread in the fabric of the castle's life, binding past and present together. In a tapestry of memory and hope, there are small, secret rituals, too, known only to a few. In the kitchens, a pinch of salt is thrown over the left shoulder, a quiet charm against bad luck. In the stables, a groom braids a ribbon into a favorite horse's mane, a token of affection and protection. In the nursery, a nurse whispers a lullaby, a song her own mother sang to her. These are the rituals that do not appear in the records, that are not spoken of in the great halls, that they are as much a part of the castle's life as the grand ceremonies and feasts. The castle's awakening is not a single moment, but a slow unfolding, a gentle blossoming of life and light. It is a symphony of small sounds, a tapestry of quiet movements, a dance of shadow and sun. Each person, each animal, each stone and beam and banner plays its part. Together, they create the world of the castle, a world that is both ancient and ever new. As the morning deepens, the castle's inhabitants move through their routines. Each task is performed with care, with attention, with a sense of belonging. There is comfort in the familiar, in the knowledge that the day will unfold much as it always has, that the rhythms of work and rest, of prayer and play, will carry them through the hours ahead. The castle is a place of order, of structure, of ritual. Yet within that order, there is room for kindness, for laughter, for moments of quiet joy. In the kitchens, a cook slips a sweet treat to a sleepy child. In the stables, a groom pauses to stroke a favorite horse's nose. In the great hall, a servant straightens a tapestry, smoothing the fabric with gentle hands. These small acts, unnoticed by most, are the true heart of the castle, the threads that hold its world together. As the sun rises higher, the castle's gates are opened, the world outside is welcomed. In, merchants and messengers, travelers and villagers. Each brings news, stories, goods, and gifts. The castle is not an island, but a hub, a meeting place, a crossroads of lives and destinies. The rituals of greeting, of hospitality, are as old as the stones themselves. Each visitor is welcomed with bread and salt, a gesture of peace and friendship, a promise of safety within these walls. The castle's awakening is a lesson in patience, in the beauty of slow beginnings. It is a reminder that life is made not only of grand moments, but of countless small ones, each precious, each necessary. Each dawn is a new beginning, a chance to start again, to build, to hope, to dream. As the morning gives way to day, the castle is fully alive. The halls echo with laughter and song. The kitchens ring with the sounds of work. The chapel glows. With candlelight and prayer, the castle is a world in miniature, a reflection of the larger world beyond its walls. It is a place of safety, of community, of tradition and change. 2. Stone and sanctuary. The architecture of daily life. Let us wander now, softly, from the gentle hush of dawn into the heart of the castle itself. Let us leave behind the waking kitchens and the sleepy warmth of straw beds, and step into the cool embrace of stone. For the castle is not only a home, not only a fortress, but a living thing, shaped by the hands and hopes of those who built it, and by the quiet dreams of those who dwell within its walls. Imagine, if you will, the first sensation as you pass through the great gate. The air changes, cool and still, carrying the faint scent of moss and old wood. The stones beneath your feet are worn smooth by centuries of footsteps, each one a memory, a silent echo of all who have come before. The walls rise up around you, thick and strong, their surfaces rough beneath your fingertips, flecked with lichen and the soft green of climbing ivy. The castle is a sanctuary, a place of safety, but also a world of secrets, of hidden corners and quiet spaces waiting to be discovered. The outer walls, tall and unyielding, are the castle's first embrace. They stand as guardians, patient and silent, their faces marked by the weather and the passing of years. Within these walls, the world feels smaller, more intimate. The noise and chaos of the outside fade away, replaced by the gentle rhythm of daily life. The walls are not only barriers, but boundaries, shaping the lives of all who live within. They hold the warmth of the sun in summer, the chill of the wind in winter. They are both shield and shelter, both prison and protection. Step further, and you find yourself in the bailey, the open courtyard at the heart of the castle. Here, the ground is packed earth. scattered with straw and the footprints of animals and people alike. The bailey is a place of movement, of work and play, of laughter and labor. Chickens scratch in the dust. Children chase each other in circles. Servants hurry from one task to the next. The bailey is the castle's living room, its marketplace, its playground. It is here that the rhythms of daily life are most visible, most immediate, most alive. To one side stands the great hall, the heart of the castle's social life. Its doors are heavy oak, banded with iron, worn smooth by countless hands. Inside, the hall is vast and echoing, its ceiling lost in shadow. The walls are hung with tapestries, their colors faded but still rich, telling stories of battles and feasts, of saints and seasons. The floor is strewn with fresh rushes, their scent mingling with the smoke from the great hearth. The hall is a place of gathering, of celebration, of judgment and mercy. Here, the Lord holds court, the family dines, the servants gather at the edges, watching, listening, learning. Above the great hall, reached by a narrow, winding stair, is the solar, a private chamber for the Lord and his family. The solar is smaller, warmer, filled with the soft glow of morning light. The windows are narrow, set deep into the walls, their glass rare and precious. The floor is covered with woven rugs, the walls hung with embroidered cloth. Here, the world feels softer, gentler. The solar is a place for quiet conversation, for reading and writing, for moments of peace in a world that is often harsh and demanding. Beyond the solar, hidden away in the thickest part of the castle, is the chapel, a sanctuary within a sanctuary. The air here is cool and still, filled with the scent of beeswax and old stone. The altar is simple, the candles flickering in the half-light. The chapel is a place for prayer, for reflection, for the rituals that mark the passage of time. It is a place of comfort, of hope, of quiet strength. Here, the worries of the world seem to fade away, replaced by a sense of peace, of belonging, of being part of something greater than oneself. The castle's architecture is not only grand, but practical. Each space is designed with care, with purpose, with an understanding of the needs and rhythms of daily life. The kitchens are set low, close to the earth, their thick walls keeping the heat in winter and the cool in summer. The storerooms are dark and dry, filled with sacks of grain, barrels of ale, wheels of cheese. The buttery and pantry are close at hand, their shelves lined with jars of preserves, baskets of apples, bundles of dried herbs. Every corner, every alcove, every hidden stair has its purpose, its story, its place in the life of the castle. The stairs themselves are narrow, winding, their steps worn smooth by generations of feet. They twist and turn, leading to unexpected places, to secret rooms and hidden passages. Some say the stairs were built this way to confuse intruders, to slow the advance of enemies. But for those who live here, the stairs are simply part of the landscape. As familiar as the lines on one's own hand, children race up and down them. Servants carry trays and baskets. Knights climb them in armor. Each step is a link in the chain of daily life, a connection between past and present, between one room and the next. The castle's towers rise above it all, their windows looking out over the fields and forests beyond. From the highest tower, one can see for miles the patchwork of fields, the winding river, the distant line of trees. The towers are places of watchfulness, of vigilance, but also of solitude, of quiet, contemplation. Here, in the stillness, one can feel the weight of history, the presence of all who have stood here before, watching, waiting, hoping. Beneath the castle, hidden from view, are the cellars and storerooms, cool and dark, their air thick with the scent of earth and stone. Here, the treasures of the castle are kept safe, the food and drink that sustain its people through the long winter months. The cellars are a world apart, a place of shadows and secrets, of whispered stories and hidden fears. Yet even here, there is life. There are mice and spiders, the slow drip of water from the ceiling, the quiet hum of the earth itself, the castles. Architecture is not only a matter of stone and wood, but of memory and meaning. Each room, each wall, each window is a chapter in the story of the castle, a record of all that has happened here, the marks on the doorframe, the scratches on the floor, the faded paint on the ceiling, all speak of lives lived, of joys and sorrows, of hopes and dreams. The castle is a living archive, a museum of the everyday, a testament to the endurance of those who called it home. There are places in the castle that are rarely seen, rarely spoken of. The guardrobes, the castle's privies, are tucked away. In the thickest walls, their narrow chutes dropping down to the moat or the earth below, they are places of necessity, of privacy, of quiet relief. Yet even here, there is ritual. There are herbs hung to sweeten the air, rushes scattered on the floor, small windows. To let in the light, the guardrobes are a reminder that life in the castle is not only grand and noble, but also humble and human. The castle's architecture shapes not only the lives of its people, but their imaginations, their dreams, and the long winter evenings when the wind howls outside and the fire burns low. Stories are told of secret passages, of hidden rooms, of treasures buried beneath the stones. Children listen wide-eyed, their minds filled with visions of adventure and mystery. The castle is a place of wonder, of possibility, of endless stories waiting to be discovered. The walls themselves are alive with memory, with the touch of countless hands, the sound of countless voices, in the quiet moments when the day is done, and the castle settles into silence. One can almost hear the echoes of the past, the laughter and the tears, the songs and the prayers. The castle is a sanctuary, a refuge from the storms of the world. But it is also a place of connection, of community, of shared life. The architecture of the castle is a reflection of the people who built it, who lived and died within its walls. It is a record of their hopes and fears, their triumphs and failures, their dreams and disappointments. The castle is both fortress and home, both monument and memory. It is a place of strength, of beauty, of quiet endurance. As you move through the castle, from the bright, bustling bailey to the quiet, shadowed chapel, from the warmth of the kitchens to the cool solitude of the towers, you become part of its story. You leave your own mark, your own memory, your own small contribution to the life of the castle. The stones remember, the walls hold your footsteps, your laughter, your whispered secrets. There are moments in the quiet of the afternoon when the sun slants through the windows and the dust dances in the golden light, when the castle feels almost timeless, as if it has always been here and always will be. The world outside may change, the seasons may turn, but within these walls there is a sense of continuity, of belonging, of home. The castle is not only a place of stone and wood, but of light and shadow, of warmth and cold, of sound and silence. It is a place of contrasts, of opposites held in balance. The great hall is filled with noise and laughter, the chapel with quiet and prayer. The kitchens are hot and busy, the cellars cool and still. The towers reach for the sky, the dungeons sink into the earth. The castle is a world in miniature, a reflection of the larger world beyond its walls. The architecture of the castle is a language, a way of speaking without words. The placement of a window, the curve of a stair, the thickness of a wall, all tell a story, all carry meaning. The castle is a book, written in stone and wood, in light and shadow, in silence and song. 3. The Lord's table, feasts, fasts, and forgotten foods. Let us wander now softly from the cool stone corridors and sunlit courtyards into the heart of the castle's daily life. Let us follow the gentle scent of baking bread, the faint sweetness of honey, the earthy aroma of roasting roots. Let us find our way to the great hall, where the Lord's table waits, long and sturdy, polished by the touch of countless hands. Here, in this place of gathering, the story of the castle's people is told not only in words, but in the quiet rituals of eating, in the sharing of food, in the slow unfolding of feasts and fasts, and the forgotten flavors of another age. The great hall is a world unto itself, a place where the day's work pauses, where laughter and stories mingle with the clatter of wooden bowls and the soft murmur of voices. The air is warm, filled with the glow of the hearth, the flicker of candlelight, the gentle hum of anticipation. The table is set with care, each place marked by a simple wooden trencher, a cup of pewter or clay, a knife with a bone handle. There are no forks here, not yet, for the fork is a stranger in this land, a curiosity from distant shores. Instead, fingers and knives do the work, and the sharing of bread is a gesture of trust, of kinship, of belonging. The meal begins not with a rush, but with a pause, a moment of quiet gratitude. The Lord and Lady take their seats at the high table, their children beside them, the steward and chamberlain standing close at hand. The guests, if there are any, are seated according to rank. Their place is a reflection of the delicate dance of status and favor that shapes life within these walls. The servants move quietly, their steps practiced and sure, carrying platters of food, pitchers of ale, baskets of bread still warm from the oven. The first course is simple, a bowl of pottage, thick and steaming, made from barley or oats, flavored with leeks and onions, perhaps a handful of herbs from the castle garden. The pottage is humble, nourishing, a reminder that even in a place of wealth and power, the rhythms of the earth still hold sway. Each spoonful is a comfort, a link to the land, to the hands that planted and harvested and cooked. The bread is coarse, dark with rye or spelt, its crust crackling, its crumb dense and satisfying. It is broken and shared, passed from hand to hand, a silent promise of community, of care. As the meal unfolds, the table fills with dishes both familiar and strange. There are pies, their crusts golden and flaky, filled with meats and fruits, with spices that hint at distant lands. There are roasted birds, their skin crisp and glistening, their flesh tender and fragrant. There are bowls of beans and peas, platters of cheese, baskets of apples and pears. Each dish is a story, a memory, a celebration of the seasons, the harvest, the skill of the cooks who labor in the kitchens below. The feast is not only a matter of food, but of ritual, of order, of unspoken rules. The Lord is served first, then the lady, then the guests, each according to their place. The servants wait at the edges, their eyes watchful, their hands ready. There is a rhythm to the meal, a gentle ebb and flow, a dance of giving and receiving, of offering and accepting. The conversation is quiet, respectful, punctuated by laughter, by the telling of tales, by the sharing of news and hopes and dreams. There are moments of silence, too, moments when the only sound is the crackle of the fire, the soft clink of cups, the gentle sigh of contentment. In these moments, the castle feels timeless, suspended between past and present, between hunger and satisfaction, between the world outside and the sanctuary within. Not every meal is a feast. Of course, there are days of fasting, days when the table is set with only the simplest fare. On these days, the castle's people eat in silence, their thoughts turned inward, their hearts attuned to the quiet rhythms of sacrifice and reflection. The fast is not a punishment, but a ritual, a way of marking time, of remembering the fragility of life, the gift of plenty, the importance of gratitude. On feast days, the hall is transformed. The tables groan beneath the weight of food. The air is thick with the scent of roasting meat, of spices and wine. The musicians play, their melodies weaving through the laughter and song. The jester tumbles and jokes, children dance. The old stories are told once more, The feast is a celebration, a moment of abundance, a reminder that life, for all its hardships, is also filled with joy, with beauty, with moments of shared delight. There are foods here that are strange to modern eyes, forgotten flavors that once graced the tables of lords and ladies. There is lamprey pie, rich and savory, its filling dark and mysterious. There are peacocks, their feathers restored and displayed, their meat a delicacy reserved for the highest guests. There are jellies and custards, molded into shapes of castles. And beasts, their colors bright with saffron and rosewater. There are sauces thick with mustard and vinegar, with ginger and cinnamon. Each dish is a marvel, a testament to the creativity and skill of the castle's cooks, to the endless variety of the medieval palate. Yet for all the splendor of the feast, there is also a deep sense of humility, of awareness that every meal is a gift, a blessing, a moment to be cherished. The food is shared, not hoarded, the leftovers given to the poor, the scraps to the dogs and pigs. Nothing is wasted, for the castle is a world of limits, of careful stewardship, of respect for the bounty of the earth. The rituals of the table are many, and each has its meaning, its place in the tapestry of daily life. The washing of hands before the meal, the blessing of the bread, the passing of the cup, the sharing of salt. Each gesture is a thread, binding the people of the castle together, reminding them of their shared humanity, their common need, their place in the great chain of being. There are quiet moments, too, when the meal is done, when the candles burn low and the hall grows silent. The lord and lady retire to their solar, the guests to their chambers, the servants to their beds. The fire is banked, the tables cleared, the rushes swept. In the stillness, the echoes of the feast linger, a memory of laughter, of warmth, of belonging. In the kitchens, the cooks and scullions work late into the night, scrubbing pots, washing dishes, preparing for the next day's meals. Their work is unseen, unheralded, yet essential. They are the keepers of the castle's hearth, the guardians of its comfort, the silent architects of its daily life. Their hands are skilled, their hearts steady, their spirits sustained by the knowledge that their labor brings joy, brings sustenance, brings life. The foods of the castle are shaped by the land, by the seasons, by the rhythms of planting and harvest. In spring, there are fresh greens, wild garlic, tender shoots. In summer, berries and cherries, honey and cream. In autumn, apples and pears, nuts and mushrooms. In winter, salted meats, dried beans, preserved fruits. The castle's table is a reflection of the world outside, of the turning of the year, of the endless dance of growth and decay, of hope and renewal. There are foods that are rare, precious, reserved for special occasions. Almonds and figs, brought from distant lands. Spices like pepper and cloves, saffron and ginger. Their cost measured in gold, sugar, a luxury, used sparingly. A treasure to be savored. These foods are symbols, tokens of wealth and power, but also of curiosity, of the desire to taste the world, to bring a little of the unknown into the heart of the familiar. Yet for most, the daily fare is simple. Honest, nourishing, pottage and bread, cheese and ale, apples and onions. These are the foods that sustain, that comfort, that bind the people of the castle together. There is a beauty in their simplicity, a quiet dignity, a reminder that life, for all its complexity, is built on the foundation of small, everyday joys. The table is a place of learning, too, a place where children are taught the manners and customs of their world, where they learn to serve and to be served, to speak and to listen, to give thanks, and to share. The rituals of the table are lessons in kindness, in patience, in respect. They are the first steps in the long journey from childhood to adulthood. From guest to host, from stranger to friend, there are stories told at the table, stories of heroes and saints, of battles and miracles, of love and loss. The stories are as nourishing as the food, as essential as the bread. They are the threads. that connect one generation to the next, that keep the memory of the past alive, that give meaning to the present. The table is a place of memory, a place where the past and the present meet, where the future is imagined, where the heart of the castle beats strongest. As the meal ends, there is a final ritual, a moment of quiet gratitude. The Lord gives thanks, the guests bow their heads, the servants gather the remains, the candles are snuffed, the fire dies down, the hall grows quiet, the day draws to a close, yet the memory of the meal lingers, a warmth in the heart, a comfort in the darkness, a promise that come the morning, the table will be set once more, the bread will be broken, the stories will be told. So let us linger here in the gentle glow of the hearth. Let us savor the flavors, the scents, the sounds of the feast. Let us remember that every meal, no matter how humble, is a celebration, a moment of connection, a thread in the tapestry of life. 4. The Lady's Chamber. Secrets, solitude, and silent power let us leave behind. For a while, the echoing laughter of the great hall, the clatter of dishes, the warmth of the hearth. Let us climb the winding stairs, our footsteps muffled by woven rugs, our hands trailing along the cool stone walls. Let us seek a quieter world, a world set apart, a world of secrets and solitude. Here, behind a heavy wooden door, lies the Lady's Chamber. A sanctuary within a sanctuary, a place where the rhythms of daily life slow and soften, where power is woven not with swords or banners, but with patience, with wisdom, with silent strength. The chamber is not grand, not in the way of the great hall or the Lord's solar. It is smaller, more intimate, filled with the gentle glow of morning light filtering through narrow windows. The air is scented with lavender and rose petals, with the faint sweetness of beeswax candles. The walls are hung with tapestries, their colors soft and faded, their patterns telling stories of gardens and forests, of birds and flowers, of distant lands glimpsed only in dreams. The bed is the heart of the chamber, a great wooden structure draped with heavy curtains, its mattress stuffed with straw and feathers, its coverlets embroidered with careful hands. Here the lady finds rest, finds comfort, finds a moment of peace in a world that is often demanding, often uncertain. The bed is a place of dreams, of whispered prayers, of quiet reflection. It is a place where the cares of the day are set aside, if only for a little while. Beside the bed stands a small table, its surface crowded with treasures, a comb of polished bone, a silver mirror, a box of scented ointments, a book of prayers. Each object is a story, a memory, a link to the world beyond these walls. The comb is a gift from a friend, the mirror a token from a distant cousin, the ointments made by the hands of a trusted maid. The book is worn, its pages turned by many fingers, its words a comfort in the silent hours of the night. There is a chair by the window, its seat cushioned with wool, its back carved with leaves and vines. Here the lady sits to sew, to read, to watch the world beyond the castle walls. The view is narrow, framed by stone, but it is enough. The fields stretch away, green and gold. The river glimmers in the distance. The sky is wide and ever-changing. In this quiet moment, the lady is both part of the world and apart from it, both observer and participant, both powerful and vulnerable. The lady's day begins early. Before the sun has fully risen, she wakes in the soft darkness, her mind already turning to the tasks ahead. There are letters to write, accounts to review, servants to direct, children to guide. Each task is a thread in the fabric of her life, each moment a chance to shape the world around her. Her power is not loud, not obvious, but it is real. It is the power of order, of care, of quiet determination. Her first ritual is one of solitude, a moment of prayer, of reflection. She kneels by her bed, her hands folded, her eyes closed. Her prayers are simple, heartfelt, a plea for wisdom, for patience, for the strength to meet the day's challenges. In this moment, she is alone, yet not lonely. She is connected to all the women who have knelt in this place before her, to all those who will come after. Her faith is a comfort, a source of strength, a reminder that she is never truly alone. After her prayers, the lady dresses with the help of her maid. The clothing is layered, each piece chosen with care. A linen shift, a woolen kirtle, a gown of softest velvet or sturdy homespun. Depending on the season, the colors are gentle, the fabrics practical, yet there is beauty here. In the careful stitching, in the embroidery that edges the sleeves, in the ribbon that ties her hair. Dressing is a ritual, a moment of transformation, a way of preparing for the day ahead. The lady's chamber is a place of work as well as rest. Here, she meets with her steward, reviews the accounts, listens to the concerns of the servants. Her voice is soft, but her words carry weight. She is the keeper of the household, the guardian of its order, the silent force that ensures the smooth running of daily life. Her knowledge is deep, her memory long. She knows the names of every servant, the needs of every child, the secrets of every corner of the castle. There are moments of quiet, too. Moments when the lady sits by the window, her needle flashing in the sunlight, her thoughts wandering. She embroiders a handkerchief, a gift for a friend, a token of affection. Each stitch is a meditation, a prayer, a way of marking time. The patterns are drawn from nature, from memory, from dreams. Flowers and birds, stars and vines. Each one a symbol, a message, a secret known only to the lady and those she loves. The lady's chamber is a place of learning, a place where knowledge is cherished. She keeps a small collection of books, precious and rare. Their pages are filled with stories, with prayers, with recipes and remedies. She reads by the light of the window, her lips moving silently, her mind traveling to distant lands, to ancient times, to worlds beyond the castle walls. Reading is a luxury, a pleasure, a way of expanding the boundaries of her world. There are letters to write, too. Letters to friends and family, to distant cousins, to other ladies in other castles. The letters are written with care, the words chosen with thought, each one a thread in the web of relationships that binds the world together. The letters carry news, advice, comfort. They are a lifeline, a way of staying connected, of sharing joys and sorrows, hopes and fears. The lady's chamber is a place of healing, a place where the sick and injured come for comfort, for care. The lady knows the uses of herbs, the art of bandaging wounds, the gentle touch that soothes a fevered brow. She keeps a box of remedies, dried lavender for sleep, honey for sore throats, comfrey for bruises. Her knowledge is practical, born of necessity, passed down from mother to daughter, from friend to friend. In this quiet work, there is power, the power to ease pain, to bring comfort, to offer hope. There are secrets in the lady's chamber, secrets whispered in the dark, secrets written in the margins of books, secrets hidden in the folds of a gown. The lady is a keeper of confidences, a listener, a friend. She knows the fears of the young maid, the hopes of the steward, the sorrows of the cook. She listens with patience, with kindness, with understanding. Her chamber is a refuge, a place where burdens can be set down, where hearts can be unburdened, where wounds, both seen and unseen, can begin to heal. The lady's power is not always visible, not always recognized, but it is woven into the very fabric of the castle. It is in the order of the household, the comfort of the sick, the laughter of the children, the peace of the night. It is a power born of care, of attention, of love. It is a power that endures, that shapes the world in quiet, lasting ways. There are moments of solitude, moments when the lady is alone with her thoughts. She sits by the window, watching the changing light, the shifting clouds, the flight of birds. She thinks of the past, of those who have gone before, of the future, of those who will come after. Her solitude is not loneliness, but a space for reflection, for renewal, for dreaming. In these quiet moments, she finds herself, her strength, her purpose. The lady's chamber is a place of beauty, of comfort, of peace. The tapestries on the walls, the flowers in the window, the soft glow of candlelight, all speak of a desire to create a world that is gentle, that is welcoming, that is safe. The beauty is not grand, not ostentatious, but it is real. It is found in the careful arrangement of a vase of wildflowers, in the neatness of a folded gown, in the softness of a well-worn pillow. Beauty is a comfort, a balm, a reminder that even in a world of hardship, there is always room for grace. The lady's chamber is a place of memory. Each object, each piece of furniture, each scrap of fabric holds a story, a memory, a connection to the past. The comb that belonged to her mother, the ring given on her wedding day, the letter from a friend long gone. These are the treasures that cannot be measured in gold, that cannot be replaced. They are the threads that bind the lady to her past, to her family, to her own heart. There are rituals in the lady's chamber, rituals that mark the passage of time, the changing of the seasons, the turning of the year, the lighting of candles at dusk, the saying of prayers at dawn, the giving of gifts at feast days. Each ritual is a way of grounding, of remembering, of celebrating the small joys of daily life. The rituals are not grand, not public, but they are essential. They are the heartbeat of the chamber, the rhythm of the lady's life. The lady's chamber is a place of hope, a place where dreams are nurtured, where plans are made, where the future is imagined. A lady dreams of peace, of happiness, of a world where her children can grow and thrive. She dreams of gardens in bloom, of laughter in the halls, of quiet evenings by the fire. Her dreams are simple yet profound. They are the dreams that sustain her, that give her strength, that guide her through the challenges of each day. As the day draws to a close, the lady's chamber becomes a place of rest. The candles are lit, the curtains drawn, the bed turned down. The lady sits by the fire, her hands busy with needlework, her mind quiet, her heart at peace. The sounds of the castle fade, replaced by the soft crackle of the fire, the gentle rustle of fabric, the distant call of an owl. In this moment, the lady is at home, at rest, at peace. 5. The servants dawn. Chores chatter, and unseen lives let us slip quietly now, away from the soft glow of the lady's chamber, away from the polished tables and the gentle hush of the upper halls. Let us descend, step by careful step, into the lower reaches of the castle, where the air is cool and the stones are worn smooth by countless feet. Here, in the half-light of dawn, the world of the servants stirs to life, a world of quiet industry, of whispered laughter, of unseen hands shaping the day before the castle. Above has even begun to wake. The servants' quarters are tucked away, hidden from the grand spaces of the lords and ladies. Their beds are simple, straw-stuffed pallets lined up in narrow rooms, the blankets patched and mended, the air thick with the mingled scents of wool and wood smoke. Here, sleep is a precious thing, snatched in brief hours between the end of one day's work and the beginning of the next. Yet even in these humble spaces, there is comfort. There are quiet conversations in the dark, the sharing of stories, the gentle touch of a friend's hand, the soft lull of a lullaby sung to a restless child. Before the first light touches the highest towers, the youngest servants are already awake. They move with practiced care, their feet bare against the cold flagstones, their voices hushed so as not to disturb those still sleeping. The scullions are the first to rise, their tasks the most humble, the most necessary. They gather kindling, coax the embers of last night's fire back to life, sweep the ashes from the hearth. Their hands are red and chapped, their eyes heavy with sleep. Yet there is a quiet pride in their work, a sense of belonging, of being part of something larger than themselves. In the kitchens, The day begins with the soft clatter of pots and the gentle hiss of water poured into iron cauldrons. The cooks move through the shadows, their movements sure and steady, measuring. Flour, slicing onions, stirring pottage. The air fills with the scent of baking bread, of herbs crushed between calloused fingers, of apples stewing in honey and spice. The kitchen is a world of its own, a place of warmth and bustle, of laughter and song. Here, the servants share news, exchange jokes, offer comfort to those who need it. The work is hard, the hours long, but there is a sense of camaraderie, a bond forged in the heat of the hearth, in the rhythm of shared labor. The castle's laundry is another world, a place of steam and water, of strong arms and steady hands. The laundresses rise before dawn, their fingers numb with cold as they draw water from the well. Their voices rise in song as they scrub and wring, their laughter echoing off the stone walls. The linens are beaten clean, hung to dry in the early morning air, folded with care, and carried up to the chambers above. The work is endless, yet there is satisfaction in the sight of clean sheets, in the scent of sun-dried cloth, in the knowledge that their labor brings comfort to others. In the stables, the grooms and stable boys are already at work, brushing down the horses, mucking. Out the stalls, laying fresh straw. The animals nicker softly, their breath rising in clouds in the cool morning air. The grooms speak to them in low, soothing voices, their hands gentle, their movements calm. There is a quiet companionship here, a bond between human and animal, a shared understanding born of long hours and quiet mornings. The horses are fed and watered, their manes braided, their hooves checked for stones. Each animal is known by name, each one a friend, a partner, a living part of the castle's daily life. The castle's children, too, are part of this world. The sons and daughters of servants, their lives shaped by the rhythms of work and duty. They rise early, their eyes bright with curiosity, their laughter quick and light. The older children help with chores, carrying water, gathering eggs, sweeping the floors. The younger ones play in the corners, their games a reflection of the world around them. They build castles from sticks and stones, act out stories of knights and dragons, dream of a future that is both close and impossibly far away. The servant's day is marked by rituals, by the steady repetition of tasks that shape the hours and give meaning to the work. There is the morning meal, simple and nourishing, a bowl of pottage, a slice of bread, a cup of ale. The meal is eaten quickly, in silence or in quiet conversation. The food shared, the burdens lightened by the presence of friends. There is a blessing said, a moment of gratitude, a pause before the day's work begins in earnest. The chores are many, each one essential, each one a thread in the fabric of the castle's life. There are floors to be swept, fires to be tended, water to be carried. There are beds to be made, clothes to be mended, candles to be dipped. The work is never ending, yet there is a rhythm to it, a comfort in the familiar, a sense of accomplishment in a job well done. The servants move through the castle like a quiet tide, their presence, felt but rarely seen, their work the foundation upon which all else is built. There are moments of rest, brief and precious, stolen in the shadowed corners of the kitchen, in the warmth of the laundry, in the cool darkness of the cellars. Here, the servants share stories, tell jokes, sing songs. Their laughter is soft, their voices low, yet there is joy here, a sense of community, a feeling of belonging. The castle is their world, their home, their family. And in these quiet moments, they find comfort, find strength, find hope. The servant's world is one of secrets, of stories whispered in the dark, of dreams shared in the quiet hours before dawn. There are friendships here, deep and lasting, forged in the heat of the kitchen, in the cold of the laundry, in the dust of the stables. There are rivalries, too, small and sharp, quickly forgotten, quickly forgiven. The servants know each other's strengths and weaknesses, their hopes and fears, their joys and sorrows. They are a family, bound not by blood, but by shared experience, by shared labor, by shared dreams. There are rituals of kindness, small gestures that lighten the load. A loaf of bread shared with a hungry friend, a song sung to comfort a crying child, a hand offered in friendship, in forgiveness, in love. These are the moments that give meaning to the work, that make the long hours bearable, that turn the castle from a place of stone and wood into a home. The servant's world is one of quiet power, of influence wielded not with words or weapons, but with care, with attention, with love. They are the keepers of the castle's secrets, the guardians of its comfort, the silent architects of its daily life. Their work is unseen, unheralded, yet essential. Without them, the fires would go out, the tables would be bare, the beds would be cold, the castle would be silent, empty, lifeless. There are moments of pride, moments when the servants stand back and look at their work, at the shining floors, the polished silver, the neatly made beds. There is satisfaction in a job well done, in the knowledge that their labor brings comfort, brings joy, brings life. The servants are the heart of the castle, the pulse that keeps it alive, the quiet force that shapes its days and nights. The day unfolds, hour by hour, task by task. The sun rises higher, the castle above stirs to life. The lords and ladies wake, the children run laughing through the halls. The great hall fills with the sounds of breakfast, of conversation, of song. The servants move through it all, unseen, unnoticed, yet always present, always working, always caring. There are moments of beauty, moments when the light slants through a window and catches the dust in the air. When the scent of baking bread fills the kitchen, when the laughter of children echoes in the halls. These are the moments that make the work worthwhile, that bring joy, that remind the servants of the importance of their labor, of the value of their lives. The servant's world is one of hope, of dreams, of quiet ambition. There are those who dream of rising, of becoming a cook, a steward, a lady's maid. There are those who dream of leaving, of seeing the world beyond the castle walls, of finding a new life, a new home. There are those who dream simply of rest, of comfort, of peace. Each dream is a thread, a hope, a promise of something more. As the day draws on, the work continues. The chores are never ending, the tasks always waiting, yet there is a rhythm to it, a comfort in the familiar, a sense of purpose in the repetition. The servants move through the castle like a quiet river, shaping its life, its rhythms, its heart. There are moments of celebration, too, moments when the work is set aside, when the servants gather in the kitchen to share a meal, to sing a song, to tell a story. These are the moments of joy, of laughter, of community. The castle is their world, their home, their family, and in these moments they find comfort, find strength, find hope. The servant's dawn is a time of beginnings, a time of hope, a time of quiet power. It is a time when the world is new, when the day is full of promise, when anything is possible. The servants are the heart of the castle, the pulse that keeps it alive, the quiet force that shapes its days and nights. So let us linger here, in the gentle light of dawn. Let us listen to the quiet sounds, the soft voices, the heartbeat of a world shaped by care, by kindness, by love. Let us remember that, in every age, in every place, there are those who work in silence, who labor in the shadows, who shape the world with their hands, with their hearts, with their hope. For in the end, it is not the grandeur of the hall, nor the power of the sword that gives the castle its life, but the quiet strength of those who care, who comfort, who create. The servant's dawn is a reminder that power can be gentle. 6. The chapel's whisper. Faith, bells, and sacred routines. Let us walk now, softly from the bustling kitchens and the laughter of the servants, from the warmth of the hearth and the gentle hum of daily chores. Let us follow the winding corridors, our footsteps echoing on cool stone, our breath quiet in the hush of early morning. Let us seek a place set apart, a place where the world grows still, where the heart finds rest, where the soul is gently cradled in the arms of faith. Here, tucked away in the thickest part of the castle, stands the chapel, a sanctuary within a sanctuary. Its walls are old, their stones worn smooth by the touch of countless hands. By the prayers of countless hearts, the air is cool, tinged with the scent of beeswax and old wood, with the faint sweetness of dried flowers tucked into the corners. The light is soft, filtered through narrow windows of colored glass, painting the floor with patches of blue and gold and crimson. The chapel is small, yet it feels vast, a world unto itself, a place where time slows, where silence speaks, where hope lingers like the last note of a song. The day in the chapel begins before the sun has fully risen. The priest is the first to arrive, his footsteps soft on the flagstones, his breath a quiet cloud in the chill. Ere he moves with care, lighting the candles one by one, their flames flickering in the half-light. He arranges the altar, smooths the cloth, places the chalice and the book with gentle hands. Each gesture is a prayer, a ritual, a way of welcoming. The day of inviting peace to settle in the heart of the castle. The bell rings out, its voice clear and pure, rising above the rooftops, calling the faithful to prayer. The sound drifts through the corridors, through the courtyards, through the sleeping chambers. It is not a command, not a summons, but an invitation, a gentle reminder that there is more to life than work and worry, that there is a place for stillness, for reflection, for gratitude. The bell is the heartbeat of the chapel, the voice of the sacred, the song that weaves through the fabric of daily life. The people of the castle come in ones and twos, their footsteps quiet, their faces thoughtful. The lord and lady, the children, the servants, all find their way to the chapel. Each brings their own hopes, their own fears, their own silent prayers. They kneel on the worn cushions, their heads bowed, their hands folded. The chapel is a place of equality, a place where rank and title are set aside, where all are simply souls seeking comfort, seeking guidance, seeking peace. The morning prayers are simple, the words familiar, the melodies gentle. The priest's voice is soft, steady, a thread of hope woven through the silence. The candles flicker, the incense drifts, the light grows stronger as the sun rises. There is a sense of connection here, a sense of belonging, a sense that, for a moment, the worries of the world can be set aside, that the heart can rest, that the soul can breathe. The rituals of the chapel are many, each one a thread in the tapestry of faith. There is the lighting of candles, each flame a prayer, a hope, a memory. There is the ringing of the bell, marking the hours, calling the people to pause, to remember, to give thanks. There is the sharing of bread and wine, a ritual of community, of forgiveness, of love. Each gesture is a reminder that life is sacred, that every moment is a gift, that every heart is precious. The chapel is a place of stories, of memories, of dreams. The walls are hung with tapestries, their colors faded, their patterns telling tales of saints and angels, of miracles and mysteries. The windows are set with colored glass, their images bright with the light of the sun. Each one a story, a lesson, a promise. The stories are told in whispers, in songs, in the quiet turning of pages. They are the stories that shape the heart, that guide the soul, that give meaning to the journey. There are moments of silence, moments when the only sound is the soft rustle of fabric, the quiet sigh of breath, the gentle creak of wood. In these moments, the chapel feels timeless, suspended between earth and heaven, between past and future, between hope and memory. The silence is not empty, but full of longing, full of gratitude, full of the quiet presence of the sacred. The chapel is a place of comfort, a place where sorrow is met with kindness, where fear is met with hope, where loneliness is met with love. The priest listens to the worries of the people, offers words of comfort, of encouragement, of forgiveness. A chapel is a refuge, a shelter, a place where the heart can heal, where the soul can find its way home. There are rituals for every season, for every moment of life. There are prayers for birth, for marriage, for death. There are blessings. For the harvest, for the planting, for the turning of the year. Each ritual is a way of marking time, of remembering that life is a journey, that every step is sacred, that every ending is also a beginning. The children of the castle come to the chapel, their eyes wide with wonder, their hearts open to the mystery. They listen to the stories, learn the prayers, sing the songs. The chapel is a place of learning, a place where the seeds of faith are planted, where the roots of hope grow deep. The children light candles, their faces bright with the glow, their voices soft with awe. They are the future, the promise, the hope of the world. The chapel is a place of beauty, of quiet grace. The altar is draped with linen, the candles set in silver, the flowers fresh from the garden. The beauty is simple, unadorned, yet it is real. It is found in the careful arrangement of a vase of wildflowers, in the neatness of a folded cloth, in the softness of a well-worn cushion. Beauty is a comfort, a balm, a reminder that, even in a world of hardship, there is always room for grace. There are moments of celebration, moments when the chapel is filled with music, with laughter, with joy. There are weddings, the air sweet with flowers, the voices raised in song. There are christenings, the water cool and clear, the candles bright with hope. There are feast days, the chapel alive with color, with sound, with the promise of new beginnings. These are the moments when the chapel is at its brightest, its most joyful, its most alive. There are moments of sorrow too, moments when the chapel is a place of tears, of loss, of farewell. There are funerals, the air heavy with grief, the candles burning low, the prayers whispered in the darkness. Yet even in these moments, there is comfort, there is hope. There is the promise that love endures, that memory is sacred, that the soul is never truly alone. The chapel is a place of healing, a place where the sick are brought for comfort, for prayer, for hope. The priest offers blessings. The people light candles. The air is filled with the scent of herbs, with the quiet hum of song. Healing is a mystery, a gift, a grace. It is found in the touch of a hand, in the whisper of a prayer, in the gentle presence of those who care. The chapel is a place of secrets, of confessions whispered in the dark, of hopes shared in the quiet, of dreams spoken only to the sacred. The walls have heard every sorrow, every joy, every longing. They hold the memory of every prayer, every song, every tear. The chapel is a keeper of secrets, a guardian of hope, a witness to the journey of every soul. The rituals of the chapel shape the day, mark the hours, give rhythm to the life of the castle. There is the morning prayer, the midday bell, the evening song, each one a pause, a breath, a moment to remember, to give thanks, to hope. The rituals are simple, yet profound. They are the heartbeat of the castle, the music that guides its days and nights. As the day unfolds, the chapel remains a place of peace, a place where anyone can come at any time, to sit in silence, to light a candle, to offer a prayer. The door is always open, the welcome always warm. The chapel is a home for the heart, a shelter for the soul, a place where the sacred and the everyday meet. There are moments, in the quiet of the afternoon, when the sun slants through the windows and the dust dances in the golden light, when the chapel feels almost timeless, as if it has always been here and always will be. The world outside may change, the seasons may turn, but within these walls there is a sense of continuity, of belonging, of home. The chapel is a place of memory, each candle lit, each prayer whispered, each song sung. is a thread in the tapestry of the castle's life. The chapel remembers. The walls hold the echoes of every voice, the light of every hope, the warmth of every dream. As evening falls, the chapel changes once again. The light fades, the shadows lengthen, the candles are lit. The priest offers the evening prayer. The people gather in the soft glow. Their voices low, their hearts quiet. The chapel is at rest, its heart beating quietly in the darkness. Yet even in sleep, the chapel is alive. The stones hold the warmth of the day. The walls remember the laughter and the tears, the prayers and the songs. The chapel dreams, as we all do, of hope and healing, of love and loss, of the quiet rituals that shape the world, one gentle moment at a time. So let us linger here, in the gentle light of the chapel. Let us listen to the quiet sounds, the soft voices, the heartbeat of a world, shaped by faith, by hope, by love. Let us remember that, in every age, in every place, there are sanctuaries, there are places of peace, there are moments of grace. For in the end, it is not the grandeur of the hall, nor the power of the sword, that gives the castle its life, but the quiet strength of those who hope, who pray, who believe. The chapel's whisper is a reminder that power can be gentle, that strength can be silent, that the greatest changes often begin in the quietest of places. 7. The armory's echo. Knights, pages, and the rituals of readiness. Let us wander now, softly, from the hush of the chapel and the gentle glow of candlelight. Let us follow the winding corridors, our footsteps echoing on the cool stone, our breath mingling with the faint scent of oil and leather. Let us seek a place where the air is thick with memory, where the walls hold the secrets of courage and caution. Here, in the heart of the castle, stands the armory, a chamber of iron and wood, of discipline and dreams, a place where the rituals of readiness shape the lives of knights, pages, and all who serve the castle's defense. The armory is not a grand hall, not a place of feasting or song. It is a world of order, of careful arrangement, of quiet purpose. The walls are lined with racks of swords and spears, with shields painted in the colors of the house, with helmets polished to a dull gleam. The air is cool, tinged with the scent of metal and oiled leather, with the faint trace of sweat and effort. The floor is swept clean, the benches worn smooth by years of use. Every object has its place, every tool its purpose, every moment its meaning. The day in the armory begins before the sun has fully risen. The master-at-arms is the first to arrive, his steps measured, his eyes sharp. He moves through the room with quiet authority, checking each weapon, testing each blade, running his fingers along the edge to feel for nicks, for flaws, for the silent stories of use and care. He inspects the armor, the mail shirts and breastplates, the gauntlets and greaves. Each piece is lifted, weighed, examined. Each buckle is tested, each strap pulled tight. The master-at-arms, that readiness is not a matter of chance, but of habit, of discipline, of endless, patient attention. The pages are the next to arrive, their faces still soft with sleep, their eyes bright with curiosity. They are young, eager, full of questions, full of dreams. Their tasks are many, their duties humble, yet each one is a lesson, a step on the long road from boyhood to knighthood. The pages sweep the floor, polish the armor, oil the leather. They fetch water, carry messages, run errands for the knights and the master-at-arms. Their hands are quick, their feet light, their laughter a quiet music in the morning air. The squires follow, older, more serious, their eyes already marked by the weight of responsibility. They assist the knights, help them don their armor, check the fit of a helmet, the balance of a sword. The squires are learning, always learning, watching the older men, listening to their stories, absorbing the lessons of discipline, of patience, of courage. They practice with wooden swords, their movements slow and careful. Each strike a study in control, in focus, in respect for the weapon and for the life. It may one day defend. The knights themselves arrive in their own time, their presence quiet, their manner calm. They are men of many ages, some young and eager, some older and wise, their faces lined with the memory of battles fought, of friends. Lost of victories and defeats, the knights move with a certain grace, a quiet confidence, a sense of purpose that comes from years of training, of service, of loyalty to the house and to the land. They greet the master-at-arms, the squires, the pages, their words few, their meaning deep. The rituals of readiness begin, each knight checks his armor, his sword, his shield. Each piece is examined, tested, adjusted. The armor is heavy, yet it is a second skin, a familiar weight, a comfort in its protection. The sword is more than a weapon. It is a companion, a symbol, a promise. The shield bears the colors of the house, the crest of the family, a reminder of duty, of honor, of the ties that bind one life to another. The pages and squires assist, their hands steady, their eyes watchful. They learn by doing, by watching, by listening. The master-at-arms offers quiet instruction, a word here, a gesture there, a correction, a praise. The lessons are not only of weapons and armor, but of patience, of humility, of respect. The rituals are slow, deliberate, each movement a meditation, a way of preparing not only the body, but the mind, the heart, the spirit. There is practice, too. In the yard outside the armory, the knights and squires spar with wooden swords, their movements measured, their strikes controlled. The sound of wood on wood echoes through the morning air, a steady rhythm, a music of discipline and focus. The pages watch, their eyes wide, their hearts beating fast, dreaming of the day when they, too, will take up the sword, will stand in the circle, will prove their courage, their skill, their worth. The practice is not only of fighting, but of restraint, of control. The master-at-arms reminds them that strength without wisdom is dangerous, that courage without caution is folly. The lessons are old, passed down from one generation to the next. Each knight remembers his own days as a page, his own first lessons, his own first failures. The rituals of readiness are a way of honoring the past, of preparing for the future, of living fully in the present. The armory is a place of stories, of memories, of dreams. The walls remember every hand that has touched a sword, every voice that has whispered a prayer before battle, every heart that has hoped, that has feared, that has loved. The armor bears the marks of use, the dents and scratches, the silent testimony of lives lived, of risks taken, of duties fulfilled. The swords are polished, yet each one holds a memory, a story, a promise. There are quiet moments too, moments when the armory is empty, when the only sound is the soft creak of leather, the faint scent of oil, the gentle hush of dust settling on the floor. In these moments, the armory feels timeless, suspended between past and future, between hope and memory. The silence is not empty, but full of longing, full of gratitude, full of the quiet presence of all who have come before. The rituals of readiness are not only for battle, but for life. The knights and squires learn to care for their weapons, to respect their tools, to honor their commitments. They learn that readiness is not only a matter of strength, but of discipline, of patience, of humility. The lessons of the armory shape the heart, the mind, the spirit. They are lessons in courage, in loyalty, in love. The armory is a place of community, of friendship, of shared purpose. The knights and squires, the pages and the master-at-arms, all are bound together by the rituals of readiness, by the shared work, the shared dreams, the shared hope. There are moments of laughter, of quiet conversation, of stories told in the soft light of morning. There are moments of comfort, of encouragement, of support. The armory is a family, a home, a world within a world. There are moments of pride, moments when a page is praised for his diligence, when a squire is commended for his skill, when a knight is honored for his courage. These are the moments that give meaning to the work, that make the long hours worthwhile, that remind each one of the value of his life, of the importance of his role, of the beauty of his journey. The rituals of readiness are a way of marking time, of remembering that life is a journey, that every step is sacred, that every ending is also a beginning. The armory is a place of hope, a place where dreams are nurtured, where plans are made, where the future is imagined. The knights dream of peace, of honor, of a world where their children can grow and thrive. They dream of courage in the face of fear, of wisdom in the face of uncertainty, of love in the face of loss. As the day unfolds, the armory remains a place of peace, a place where anyone can come, at any time, to sit in silence, to polish a sword, to offer a prayer. The door is always open, the welcome always warm. The armory is a home for the heart, a shelter for the soul, a place where the sacred and the everyday meet. There are moments in the quiet of the afternoon, when the sun slants through the windows and the dust dances in the golden light, when the armory feels almost timeless, as if it has always been. Here and always will be. The world outside may change, the seasons may turn, but within these walls, there is a sense of continuity, of belonging, of home. The armory is a place of memory. Each sword polished, each shield hung, each story told, is a thread in the tapestry of the castle's life. The armory remembers. The walls hold the echoes of every voice, the light of every hope, the warmth of every dream. As evening falls, the armory changes once again. The light fades, the shadows lengthen, the weapons are put away. The master at arms offers a final word. The pages and squires gather their things. The knights retire to their chambers. The armory is at rest, its heart beating quietly in the darkness. Yet even in sleep, the armory is alive. The stones hold the warmth of the day. The walls remember the laughter and the tears, the stories and the dreams. The armory dreams, as we all do, of courage and caution, of hope and memory, of the quiet rituals that shape the world, one gentle moment at a time. So let us linger here, in the gentle light of the armory. Let us listen to the quiet sounds, the soft voices, the heartbeat of a world shaped by discipline, by hope, by love. Let us remember that in every age, in every place, there are sanctuaries, there are places of peace, there are moments of grace. For in the end, it is not the grandeur of the hall, nor the power of the sword that gives the castle its life, but the quiet strength of those who hope, who train, who believe. The armory's echo is a reminder that power can be gentle, that strength can be silent, that the greatest changes often begin in the quietest of places. 8. The castle garden. Herbs, healing, and hidden magic. Let us step softly now, away from the clang of metal and the echo of the armory. Let us follow a narrow path, winding through a small wooden gate, into a world where the air is sweet with the scent of earth and growing things. Here, behind the thick stone walls, lies the castle garden, a place of quiet wonder, of gentle labor, of secrets whispered by leaves and petals. The garden is a sanctuary, a living tapestry, a place where the rhythms of nature and the hopes of the heart are woven together in green and gold. The garden is not grand, not in the way of the great hall or the soaring towers. It is a patchwork of beds and borders, of winding paths and hidden corners. The soil is dark and rich, turned by careful hands, fed by the scraps from the kitchen, by the ashes from the hearth. The sun warms the earth, the rain softens it, the wind stirs the leaves. Each day brings change, brings growth, brings the quiet miracle of life renewed. In the early morning, the garden is a world of dew and birdsong. The grass is cool beneath bare feet, the air alive with the flutter of wings, the hum of bees, the soft rustle of leaves. The gardener is the first to arrive, her hands gentle, her eyes bright with the knowledge of seasons and seeds. She moves through the beds, checking the young shoots, pulling a stray weed, whispering a word of encouragement to a struggling plant. Her work is slow, patient, a dance of care and attention, of hope and memory. The garden is a place of healing, a place where the secrets of herbs and flowers are known and cherished. There is sage for wisdom, rosemary for remembrance, lavender for sleep, mint for the cooling of fever. Each plant has its purpose, its story, its place in the quiet magic of the garden. The gardener gathers leaves and petals, roots and seeds, her basket filled with the promise of comfort, of healing, of hope. The castle's healer comes to the garden in the soft light of morning, her apron tied, her eyes searching for the plants she needs. She knows the uses of every herb, the power of every root, the gentle magic that lies hidden in the heart of every flower. She gathers chamomile for tea, yarrow for wounds, thyme for coughs. She moves with care, with reverence, her hands steady, her heart full of gratitude for the gifts of the earth. The garden is a place of learning, a place where knowledge is passed from one generation to the next. The healer teaches the young maids the names of the plants, the ways of gathering and drying, the secrets of mixing and brewing. The lessons are gentle, the words soft, the knowledge precious. The garden is a living book, its pages written in green and gold, in scent and touch and taste. There are rituals in the garden, small acts of magic, of hope, of gratitude. The gardener sings as she works, her voice a quiet blessing, a prayer for growth, for health, for peace. She leaves a coin at the foot of the oldest tree, a token of thanks for the bounty of the earth. She ties a ribbon to a branch, a wish for rain, for sun, for the gentle turning of the seasons. The garden is a place of faith, of trust, of the quiet belief that life will return, that hope will bloom, that healing is always possible. The garden is a place of beauty, of color, of scent. The beds are edged with marigolds, their bright faces turn to the sun. The roses climb the walls, their petals soft as silk, their fragrance sweet and heady. The violets hide in the shade, their purple blooms a secret gift. The lilies stand tall, their white trumpets shining in the morning light. The beauty is simple, unadorned, yet it is real. It is found in the careful arrangement of a bouquet, in the neatness of a row of herbs, in the wild tangle of a corner, left to grow as it will. The garden is a place of memory. Each plant, each path, each stone holds a story, a memory, a connection to the past. The old apple tree, gnarled and wise, remembers the laughter of children, the taste of autumn, the promise of spring. The lavender bed remembers the hands that planted it, the prayers whispered over it, the dreams woven into its scent. The garden is a keeper of stories, a guardian of hope, a witness to the journey of every soul who has walked its paths. There are moments of work, of sweat, of effort. The gardener digs and weeds, prunes and waters, her hands stained with earth, her back bent with labor. The work is hard, yet it is joyful. There is satisfaction in the sight of new shoots, in the scent of fresh herbs, in the taste of a ripe berry. The garden rewards patience, rewards care, rewards hope. It is a place where effort is transformed into beauty, where labor becomes love. The garden is a place of gathering, a place where the people of the castle come to find solace, to seek healing, to share stories. The children play in the shade of the trees, their laughter bright as birdsong. The old sit on benches, their faces turned to the sun, their hands folded in their laps. The servants come to gather herbs for the kitchen, to pick flowers for the ladies' chamber, to find a moment of peace in the midst of the day's work. The garden is a place of community, of connection, of shared hope. There are moments of magic, moments when the garden feels alive with possibility, with wonder. The air shimmers with the scent of roses, the light dances on the leaves, the bees hum a song of joy. The gardener pauses, her hands still, her heart full. She feels the pulse of life. the quiet magic that runs through root and stem and leaf. She knows that the garden is more than a place, more than a collection of plants. It is a living thing, a friend, a teacher, a source of endless wonder. The garden is a place of secrets, of hidden corners, of quiet mysteries. There is a stone bench beneath the willow, a place for dreaming, for remembering, for letting the heart wander. There is a small pond, its surface still and clear, its depths home to frogs and dragonflies. There is a patch of wildflowers, left to grow as they will, a riot of color and scent. A reminder that beauty is often found in the unexpected, in the untamed, in the wild. The garden is a place of hope, a place where dreams are planted, where wishes are made, where the future is imagined. The gardener dreams of a world in bloom, of laughter in the air, of peace in the heart. She dreams of healing, of comfort, of the gentle turning of the seasons. Her dreams are simple yet profound. They are the dreams that sustain her, that give her strength, that guide her through the challenges of each day. As the day unfolds, the garden changes, the light shifts, the shadows lengthen, the air grows warm. The bees move from flower to flower. The butterflies dance in the sun. The gardener works in the shade, her hands gentle, her heart quiet. The garden is a place of peace, a place where the soul can rest, where the mind can wander, where the heart can heal. There are moments of celebration, moments when the garden is filled with music, with laughter, with joy. There are feasts in the shade of the trees, the table set with flowers, the air sweet with the scent of herbs. There are weddings, the paths strewn with petals, the vows whispered beneath the boughs. There are festivals, a garden alive with color, with sound, with the promise of new beginnings. These are the moments when the garden is at its brightest, its most joyful, its most alive. There are moments of sorrow, too, moments when the garden is a place of tears, of loss, of farewell. There are funerals, the air heavy with grief, flowers laid gently on the earth, the prayers whispered in the shade. Yet even in these moments, there is comfort, there is hope, there is the promise that life endures. That memory is sacred, that the soul is never truly alone. The garden is a place of healing, a place where the sick are brought for comfort, for rest, for hope. The healer offers remedies, the gardener offers tea. The people offer prayers. Healing is a mystery, a gift, a grace. It is found in the touch of a hand, in the scent of a flower, in the gentle presence of those who care. The garden is a place of memory, each plant tended, each path walked, each story told is a thread in the tapestry of the castle's life. The garden remembers. The earth holds the echoes of every voice, the light of every hope, the warmth of every dream. As evening falls, the garden changes once. Again, the light fades, the shadows lengthen, the air grows cool. The gardener gathers her tools. The healer collects her herbs. The children are called inside. The garden is at rest, its heart beating quietly in the darkness. Yet even in sleep, the garden is alive. The earth holds the warmth of the day. The leaves remember the laughter and the tears, the stories and the dreams. The garden dreams, as we all do, of hope and healing, of beauty and memory, of the quiet magic that shapes the world, one gentle moment at a time. So let us linger here, in the gentle light of the garden. Let us listen to the quiet sounds, the soft voices, the heartbeat of a world shaped by care, by hope, by love. Let us remember that in every age, in every place, there are gardens, there are sanctuaries, there are moments of grace. For in the end, it is not the grandeur of the hall, nor the power of the sword that gives the castle its life, but the quiet strength of those who hope, who heal, who believe. The garden's magic is a reminder that power can be gentle, that strength can be silent, that the greatest changes often begin in the quietest of places. And as the night deepens, as the castle settles into sleep, let us carry with us the memory. of the garden's magic, the scent of herbs, the peace of healing, the hope of a new day. Let us remember that in every heart there is a garden, a sanctuary, a place of hope, of memory, of hidden magic. 9. The Great Hall. Storytelling, song, and the rituals of nightfall. Let us wander now, softly, from the green hush of the garden, from the scent of herbs and the gentle touch of earth. Let us follow the winding paths back through the castle's stone corridors. Our footsteps light, our hearts open to the promise of evening. The day is drawing to a close, the sun slipping behind the distant hills, the sky painted in shades of gold and violet. The castle is changing, the air growing cooler, the shadows lengthening, the world preparing for rest. It is in this gentle hour that the great hall comes alive, a place of gathering, of warmth, of stories and song. A sanctuary where the rituals of nightfall weave the castle's people together in comfort and community. The great hall is the heart of the castle, a vast chamber with high, timber-bird ceilings and walls hung with tapestries. The rushes on the floor are fresh, their scent mingling with the smoke from the hearth. The long tables are set, the benches drawn close, the fire crackling in the great stone fireplace. Its light flickers on the faces of those who gather, casting shadows that dance on the walls. The air is filled with the gentle hum of voices, the soft clink of cups, the quiet laughter of friends and family as the evening meal draws to a close. The plates are cleared, the crumbs swept away, the last of the bread and cheese shared among the children. The servants move quietly, their work practiced and sure, their presence a comfort, a reminder that the rhythms of the castle are steady, dependable, enduring. The lord and lady sit at the high table, their children beside them, their guests welcomed with warmth and grace. The hall is a place of equality, a place where all are fed, where all are welcome, where the cares of the day are set aside, if only for a little while. The rituals of nightfall begin. Gentle and familiar, the candles are lit, their flames soft and golden. The fire is stoked, its warmth spreading through the hall. The musicians take their places, their instruments tuned, their fingers nimble. The storyteller stands, his eyes bright, his voice ready to weave the magic of words. The people settle in, their faces turned to the light, their hearts open to the promise of story and song. The storyteller's voice is soft at first, a gentle thread in the tapestry of sound. He begins with a tale of long ago, of heroes and monsters, of love and loss, of hope and courage. The words flow like water, smooth and clear, carrying the listeners to distant lands, to forgotten times, to the heart of the human soul. The children listen wide-eyed, their imaginations alight. The elders nod, their memories stirred, their hearts warmed by the familiar rhythms of the tale. The stories are many, each one a gift, a lesson, a comfort. There are tales of the castle's own past, of lords and ladies long gone, of battles fought and won, of feasts and festivals, of laughter and tears. There are stories of the land beyond the walls, of the changing seasons, of the turning of the year. There are stories of the stars, of the moon, of the mysteries of the night. Each story is a thread, weaving the people of the castle together, reminding them of their shared history, their shared hopes, their shared dreams. The musicians play, their melodies gentle, their songs sweet. The harp's notes shimmer in the air. The flute's song rises and falls like the wind. The drum's beat is steady, grounding, comforting. The people sing along, their voices blending in harmony. In joy, in sorrow, the songs are old, passed down from one generation to the next. Each note is a memory, a promise, a prayer. The music fills the hall, wraps the people in its embrace, soothes the heart, calms the mind, prepares the soul for rest. There are moments of laughter, moments when the jester tumbles and jokes, his antics a balm for weary spirits. The children giggle, the adults smile. The hall is filled with the sound Of joy, there are moments of quiet, moments when the only sound is the crackle of the fire, the soft sigh of the wind at the windows, the gentle breathing of those who listen. In these moments, the great hall feels timeless, suspended between day and night, between waking and dreaming, between the world outside and the sanctuary within. The rituals of nightfall are not only of story and song, but of gratitude, of reflection, of hope. The Lord offers a word of thanks. The people bow their heads, their hearts full of the blessings of the day. There is a sense of peace, of contentment, of belonging. The hall is a place of safety, a place of comfort, a place where the soul can rest, where the heart can heal, where the mind can wander free. The children grow sleepy, their heads nodding, their eyes heavy. The nursemaids gather them, lead them up the stairs to their beds, their lullabies soft and sweet. The elders linger, their stories growing quieter, their laughter softer. The fire burns low, the candles flicker, the shadows deepen. The hall is a place of endings, of beginnings, of the gentle turning of the world. There are moments of memory, moments when the stories told are of those who are gone, of friends and family remembered, of love that endures beyond time. The people listen, their hearts full, their eyes bright. With tears, the stories are a comfort, a reminder that no one is ever truly lost, that memory is sacred, that love is eternal. The great hall is a place of hope, a place where dreams are shared, where wishes are made, where the future is imagined. The people speak of the days to come, of the harvest, of the festivals, of the joys and challenges that lie ahead. Their voices are full of hope, of courage, of the quiet strength that comes from community, from belonging, from love. As the night deepens, the hall grows quiet. The last of the songs are sung, the last of the stories told. The people rise, their hearts light, their spirits soothed. They bid each other good night. Their voices soft, their steps slow. The hall is empty now, the fire burning low, the candles guttering, the shadows deep and gentle. Yet even in sleep, the great hall is alive. The walls remember the laughter, the songs, the stories. The floor holds the echo of footsteps, the memory of dances, the warmth of shared meals. The air is thick with the scent of wood smoke, of bread, of hope. The hall dreams, as we all do, of joy and sorrow, of love and loss, of the quiet rituals that shape the world, one gentle moment at a time. The great hall is a place of memory. Each story told, each song sung, each meal shared is a thread in the tapestry of the castle's life. The hall remembers. The walls hold the echoes of every voice, the light of every hope, the warmth of every dream. There are moments in the quiet of the night when the moonlight slants through the high windows and the dusk dances in the silver light, when the hall feels almost timeless, as if it has always been here and always will be. The world outside may change, the seasons may turn, but within these walls there is a sense of continuity, of belonging, of home. So let us linger here in the gentle light of the great hall. Let us listen to the quiet sounds, the soft voices, the heartbeat of a world shaped by story, by song, by love. Let us remember that in every age, in every place, there are halls, there are gatherings. There are moments of grace. For in the end, it is not the grandeur of the walls, nor the power of the sword that gives the castle its life, but the quiet strength of those who hope, who sing, who believe. The great hall's rituals are a reminder that power can be gentle, that strength can be silent, that the greatest changes often begin in the quietest of places. And as the night deepens, as the castle settles into sleep, let us carry with us the memory of the great hall, the warmth of the fire, the peace of story, the hope of a new day. Let us remember that in every heart there is a hall, a sanctuary, a place of hope, of memory, of gentle ritual. The castle dreams, as we all do, of stories and songs, of laughter and love, of the quiet power that shapes the world, one gentle moment at a time. 10. The Watchtower's Vigil. Guardians, stars, and the rituals of night. Let us climb now, softly, from the warmth of the great hall and the gentle hush of stories fading into memory. Let us ascend the spiral stairs, our hands brushing the cool stone, our breath quiet in the stillness of the castle's upper reaches. The night has deepened, the world outside is wrapped in darkness. The castle sleeps, yet not all within its walls are at rest, for high above, in the watchtowers, the guardians of the night keep their silent vigil, their eyes turned to the stars, their hearts steady with the quiet rituals of night. The watchtower is a world apart, a place of solitude, of silence, of endless sky. The air is cool, tinged with the scent of stone and the faint trace of wood smoke drifting up from the fires below. The wind whispers through the narrow windows, carrying with it the distant sounds of the village, the soft call of an owl, the gentle rustle of leaves. The stars are bright, scattered across the velvet sky, their light cold and clear. The moon hangs low, casting silver shadows on the battlements, painting the world in shades of blue and gray. The guardians of the night are quiet souls, chosen for their steadiness, their patience, their keen eyes and calm hearts. They move through the tower with practiced care, their footsteps soft, their voices low. Each carries a lantern, its light a small, steady flame in the darkness. Each wears a cloak against the chill, a sword at the hip, a horn slung at the shoulder. Their duty is simple, yet profound, to watch, to listen, to keep the castle safe through the long hours of the night. The rituals of the watch begin as the last light fades from the sky. The changing of the guard is a moment of quiet ceremony. The new watch climbs the stairs, their faces serious, their eyes adjusting to the darkness. The old watch descends, their steps slow, their bodies weary. There is a brief exchange, a word of encouragement, a nod of respect. The torch is passed, the lantern handed over. The cycle continues, unbroken, a chain of care that stretches through the night, through the years, through the generations. The watchtower is a place of observation, of patience, of quiet thought. The guardians move from window to window, their eyes scanning the fields, the forests, the roads that wind away into the darkness. They listen for the sound of hoofbeats, for the distant bark of a dog, for the cry of a night bird. Their senses are sharp, their minds alert, yet there is a calmness in their work, a sense of peace in the steady rhythm of watching, of waiting, of being present in the moment. There are moments of beauty, moments when the sky is clear and the stars seem close enough to touch. The guardians pause, their hearts full, their minds quiet. They trace the constellations, remember the old stories, the legends told by parents and grandparents. The stars are guides, companions, silent witnesses to the hopes and fears of those who watch below. The moon moves slowly across the sky, its light shifting, changing, marking the passage of time. The night is alive with mystery, with wonder, with the quiet magic of the universe unfolding above. The watchtower is a place of memory. Each stone holds the touch of countless hands, each window the gaze of countless eyes. The walls remember every storm, every quiet night, every moment of fear and hope. The guardians are part of a long tradition, a lineage of watchers, of protectors, of those who stand between the sleeping world and the unknown. Their stories are whispered in the young darkness, their names remembered in the quiet hours before dawn. There are rituals for every hour, for every change of the night, the lighting of the lantern, the sounding of the horn, the quiet recitation of a prayer or a song. Each ritual is a way of marking time, of grounding the heart, of connecting the present to the past. The guardians share stories, tell jokes, offer comfort to one another. Their camaraderie is quiet, steady, bond forged in the shared silence of the night. The watchtower is a place of solitude, yet it is not lonely. The guardians find comfort in the presence of the stars, in the steady rhythm of their work, in the knowledge that they are part of something larger than themselves. They are the eyes of the castle, the keepers of its peace, the silent guardians, who ensure that all within may sleep in safety. Their work is unseen, unheralded, yet it is essential. Without them, the castle would be vulnerable. The night a time of fear rather than rest. There are moments of reflection, moments when the guardians pause to think of home, of family, of the lives unfolding below. They remember the laughter of the great hall, the warmth of the hearth, the gentle touch of a loved one's hand. The night is a time for memory, for longing, for hope. The stars are witnesses to every dream, every promise, every silent prayer. The watchtower is a place of learning, a place where the young are taught the ways of the night. The older guardians share their knowledge, their stories, their wisdom. They teach the names of the stars, the signs of the weather, the sounds of the night. The lessons are gentle, the words soft, the knowledge precious. The watchtower is a living book, its pages written in light and shadow, in silence and song. There are moments of fear, moments when the night is thick with mist, when the wind howls, when the shadows seem to move. The guardians stand firm, their hearts steady, their eyes sharp. They trust in their training, in their comrades, in the strength of the walls. The fear passes. The night grows quiet. The stars return. The guardians breathe a sigh of relief, a silent prayer of thanks, a promise to remain vigilant, to remain strong. The watchtower is a place of hope, a place where dreams are guarded, where wishes are made, where the future is imagined. The guardians dream of peace, of safety, of a world where all may sleep without fear. Their dreams are simple yet profound. They are the dreams that sustain them, that give them strength, that guide them through the long hours of the night. As the night deepens, the castle below is quiet. The fires burn low, the candles gutter, the halls are empty. The only sound is the soft breathing of those who sleep, the gentle creak of wood, the distant call of an owl. The guardians move through the tower, their lanterns casting pools of light, their hearts steady, their minds calm. The night is a time of rest, of renewal, of quiet strength. There are moments of beauty, moments when the dawn begins to touch the sky, when the first light glimmers on the horizon. The guardians watch as the world is transformed, as the darkness fades, as the colors of morning return. The stars disappear, the moon sinks low, the birds begin to sing. The night is ending, the day is beginning. The guardians smile, their hearts full, their work done, their vigil complete. The watchtower is a place of memory, each night watched, each star counted, each story told, is a thread in the tapestry of the castle's life. The watchtower remembers. The stones hold the echoes of every voice, the light of every hope, the warmth of every dream. There are moments in the quiet of the dawn when the world feels almost timeless, as if it has always been here and always will be. The castle stands strong, the watchtower tall, the guardians steady. The world outside may change, the seasons may turn, but within these walls there is a sense of continuity, of belonging, of home. So let us linger here, in the gentle light of the watchtower. Let us listen to the quiet sounds, the soft voices, the heartbeat of a world shaped by vigilance, by hope, by love. Let us remember that in every age, in every place, there are towers, there are guardians, there are moments of grace. For in the end, it is not the grandeur of the walls, nor the power of the sword that gives the castle its life, but the quiet strength of those who watch, who hope, who believe. The watchtower's vigil is a reminder that power can be gentle, that strength can be silent, that the greatest changes often begin in the quietest of places. And as the day begins, as the castle stirs to life. Let us carry with us the memory of the watchtower's vigil, the peace of the night, the hope of a new dawn. Let us remember that, in every heart, there is a tower, a sanctuary, a place of hope, of memory, of gentle watchfulness, the castle dreams. As we all do, of guardians and stars, of rituals and night, of the quiet power that shapes the world, one gentle moment at a time. 11. The children's world. Games, learning, and little mysteries. Let us wander now, softly, from the silent heights of the watchtower, from the hush of the night and the gentle promise of dawn. Let us descend the winding stairs, our hands trailing. Along the cool stone, our hearts light with the memory of stars. Let us seek a world within a world, a place where laughter echoes in the corridors, where small feet patter on the flagstones, where the days are shaped by wonder, by learning, by the endless magic of childhood. The children of the castle are early risers, their dreams still clinging to them as they tumble from their beds. The nursery is warm, the air sweet with the scent of wool and lavender. The nursemaids move quietly, their voices gentle, their hands sure. They help the youngest dress, their fingers nimble with buttons and ribbons. They smooth tangled hair, tie sashes, wipe sleepy eyes. The children chatter, their voices bright, their laughter a song that fills the morning air. The day begins with lessons, the schoolroom a small chamber tucked away from the bustle of the halls. The walls are lined with shelves of books, with slates and chalk, with baskets of dried herbs and little jars of ink. The tutor is patient, his voice calm, his eyes kind. He teaches the children their letters, their numbers, the stories of saints and heroes, the mysteries of the world beyond the castle walls. The lessons are gentle, woven with stories, with songs, with games. The children learn to read, to write, to count, to wonder. Their minds are quick, their questions endless, their curiosity a flame that never dims. There are lessons in manners. In courtesy, in the rituals of the table, the children learn to bow, to curtsy, to speak with respect, to listen with care. They learn the stories of their family, the history of the castle, the names of the ancestors whose portraits watch from the walls. The lessons are not only of words and numbers, but of kindness, of patience, of the quiet strength that comes from knowing one's place in the world. The children's world is a world of games, of laughter, of endless invention. The courtyard is their playground, the grass cool beneath their feet, the sky wide and blue. Above, they play tag, their voices ringing, their feet flying. They build castles from sticks and stones, their imaginations turning the simplest things into treasures, into kingdoms, into dreams. They play at knights and ladies, at cooks and servants, at kings and queens. Their games are stories, their stories are games. Each day a new adventure, a new mystery to be solved. There are toys, simple and cherished. A wooden horse, carved by a loving hand, its paint faded, its mane soft with years of touch. A set of marbles, smooth and cool, their colors bright in the sunlight. A rag doll, her dress patched and mended, her smile a comfort in the dark. The toys are shared, passed from hand to hand, their stories growing with each new owner. Each toy is a friend, a companion, a keeper of secrets, a witness to the joys and sorrows of childhood. The children's world is a world of little mysteries, of secrets whispered in the dark, of treasures hidden in the cracks of the walls. There are secret places, known only to the boldest, the most curious. A hollow behind the tapestry, a loose stone in the stair, a quiet corner in the garden where wildflowers grow. The children gather in these places, their voices hushed, their eyes bright. They share stories, dreams, hopes, fears. Their friendships are deep, their loyalties fierce, their hearts open to the magic of the world. There are rituals, small and sacred, the sharing of a sweet, the tying of a ribbon, the promise to keep a secret, The children make pacts, invent codes, create languages known only to themselves. Their world is rich with meaning, with tradition, with the quiet power of belonging. They are a tribe, a family, a world within a world. The children's world is a world of learning, not only from books and tutors, but from the world around them. They watch the servants, learn the rhythms of the kitchen, the secrets of the garden, the stories of the stables. They help gather eggs, feed the chickens, sweep the floors. Their hands are busy, their hearts full. Their learning is practical, immediate, woven into the fabric of daily life. There are lessons in courage, in kindness, in the quiet strength that comes from facing fears, from making mistakes, from trying again. The children climb trees, scrape knees, fall and rise. Their tears are brief, their laughter quick to return. They learn to comfort one another, to share burdens, to celebrate victories. Their world is a place of growth, of change, of endless possibility. The children's world is a world of stories, of tales told by the fire, of legends whispered in the dark. The nursemaids tell stories of dragons and fairies, of heroes and saints, of the magic that lies hidden in the heart of the world. The children listen, their eyes wide, their hearts open. Their dreams are filled with adventure, with wonder, with the promise of a world where anything is possible. There are moments of quiet, moments when the children sit by the window, their faces turned to the light, their hands busy with needlework or carving. Their thoughts wander, their dreams take flight. The world outside is wide, mysterious, full of promise. The children dream of journeys, of discoveries, of a future shaped by hope, by courage, by love. The children's world is a world of comfort, of safety, of gentle care. The nursemaids tuck them into bed, their voices soft with lullabies, their hands gentle, their hearts full of love. The children sleep, their dreams sweet, their hearts at peace. The world outside may be uncertain, but within the nursery, within the castle, there is safety, there is comfort, there is home. There are moments of sorrow, moments when a toy is lost, a friend is gone, a dream is broken. The children grieve, their tears real, their pain deep. Yet even in sorrow, there is comfort. There are arms to hold, voices to soothe, stories to heal. The children learn that sorrow is part of life, that loss is part of love, that hope endures. Their hearts grow strong, their spirits resilient, their dreams undimmed. The children's world is a world of hope, of dreams, of endless possibility. They dream of growing up, of becoming knights and ladies, cooks and gardeners. They dream of adventures, of discoveries, of a world shaped by kindness, by courage, by love. Their dreams are simple, yet profound. They are the dreams that shape the future, that give meaning to the present, that honor the past. As the day draws to a close, the children gather in the nursery, their voices soft, their laughter gentle. The nursemaids tell one last story, sing one last song. The children settle into their beds, their eyes heavy, their hearts full. The world outside grows quiet. The castle settles into sleep. The children dream, their dreams bright, their spirits light, their hearts at peace. The children's world is a place of memory. Each game played, each lesson learned, each story told is a thread in the tapestry of the castle's life. The nursery remembers. The walls hold the echoes of every laugh, the light of every hope, the warmth of every dream. There are moments in the quiet of the night when the moonlight slants through the window and the dust dances in the silver light, when the nursery feels almost timeless, as if it has always been here and always will be. The world outside may change, the seasons may turn, but within these walls there is a sense of continuity, of belonging, of home. So let us linger here, in the gentle light of the nursery. Let us listen to the quiet sounds, the soft voices, the heartbeat of a world shaped by wonder, by hope, by love. Let us remember that in every age, in every place, there are children, there are dreams, there are moments of grace. For in the end, it is not the grandeur of the walls, nor the power of the sword that gives the castle its life, but the quiet strength of those who dream, who hope, who believe. The children's world is a reminder that power can be gentle, that strength can be silent, that the greatest changes often begin in the quietest of places, and as the night deepens, as the castle settles into sleep, let us carry with us the memory of the children's world, the laughter of games, the comfort of stories, the hope of a new day. Let us remember that in every heart there is a child, a dreamer, a place of hope, of memory, of gentle wonder. Castle dreams, as we all do, of games and learning, of mysteries and hope, of the quiet power that shapes the world, one gentle moment at a time. 12. The castle's shadows, superstitions, charms, and quiet fears. Let us wander now, softly, from the laughter of the nursery and the gentle dreams of childhood. Let us move through the castle's corridors as the evening deepens, the light fading, the shadows lengthening. The world grows quieter, the air cooler, the stones beneath our feet holding the memory of 1,000 footsteps. In this gentle hush, another world awakens, a world of whispers, of secrets, of quiet fears and hidden hopes. For every castle, no matter how strong its walls, is a place of shadows, a place where superstition and belief weave their own silent tapestry. The castle's shadows are not only the darkness that gathers in corners, but the mysteries that linger in the hearts of its people. The servants move through the halls with care, their eyes quick to the flicker of candlelight, their ears attuned to the creak of wood, the sigh of wind, the distant call of an owl. They know the stories, the old tales passed down from mother to daughter, from father to son, stories of spirits that walk the battlements, of strange lights in the tower, of voices heard in the stillness of the night. There are charms hung above the doors, sprigs of rowan and bundles of herbs, each one a quiet promise of protection, a hope that the world beyond the walls will remain at bay. The kitchen maid tucks a clove of garlic into her apron. The stable boy knots a red thread around his wrist. The old nursemaid whispers a blessing over the cradle, her words soft, her touch gentle. These are the rituals of comfort, the small acts of faith that make the unknown a little less frightening, a little more familiar. The castle's people are practical, their lives shaped by the rhythms of work and duty. Yet even the most sensible among them will pause at the sound of a dog howling, will cross themselves at the sight of a shooting star, will toss a pinch of salt over the left shoulder if it is spilled. The world is full of signs, of omens, of messages hidden in the flight of birds, the shape of clouds, the patterns of frost on the window. Each sign is a thread in the fabric of belief, a way of making sense of a world that is often uncertain, often mysterious. There are stories told by the fire, stories of the old gods, of the spirits of the land, of the creatures that dwell in the shadows. The children listen, their eyes wide, their hearts beating fast. The stories are not meant to frighten, but to teach, to warn, to comfort. They are reminders that the world is full of mystery, that there are things beyond understanding, that courage is found not in the absence of fear, but in the facing of it. The castle's shadows are home to many small rituals, each one a shield. Against the unknown, the cook stirs the pot always in the same direction. The housekeeper sweeps the threshold at dawn. The gardener plants a row of marigolds to keep away misfortune. The blacksmith hangs a horseshoe above the door. The shepherd carries a stone in his pocket. Each ritual is a way of saying, I am not alone. I am protected. I am part of a world that is larger, older, wiser than I can know. There are places in the castle that are avoided after dark, the old stair that creaks, the room where the wind always whistles, the well in the courtyard where the water is said to run deep and cold. The servants whisper stories of these places, stories of things seen and heard, of dreams and warnings. of the thin line between the world of the living and the world of the unseen. The stories are shared in hushed voices, in the safety of the kitchen, in the warmth of the laundry, in the quiet of the garden at dusk. The castle's shadows are not only a source of fear, but of wonder, of curiosity, of hope. The children play games of hide and seek, their laughter echoing in the dark. The young lovers meet in secret corners, their hearts racing, their dreams bright. The old sit by the fire, their eyes distant, their minds wandering through memories, through stories, through the mysteries of the past. The shadows are a place of possibility, of imagination, of the quiet magic that lives in every heart. There are charms for every need, for health, for luck, for love. The healer ties a ribbon around a sick child's wrist. The lady tucks a sprig of lavender beneath her pillow. The knight carries a token from his beloved into battle. Each charm is a promise, a hope, a way of holding on to the things that matter most. The charms are simple, made from thread and stone, from feather and bone, from the gifts of the earth and the work of careful hands. The castle's people are not alone in their beliefs. The world outside the walls is full of the same hopes, the same fears, the same rituals. The villagers light bonfires at midsummer, hang garlands at the doors, leave offerings at the edge of the wood. The rhythms of the land, the turning of the seasons, the cycles of birth and death, all are marked by rituals, by stories, by the quiet power of belief. There are moments of fear, moments when the wind howls and the rain beats against the windows, when the shadows seem to move, when the heart beats fast and the mind fills with worry. In these moments, the people of the castle turn to their rituals, to their charms, to their stories. They light a candle, say a prayer, hold a loved one close. The fear passes. The night grows quiet. The shadows retreat. The people breathe a sigh of relief, a silent promise to remember, to hope, to believe. The castle's shadows are a place of memory. Each story told, each charm made, each ritual performed is a thread in the tapestry of the castle's life. The shadows remember. The walls hold the echoes of every fear, the light of every hope, the warmth of every dream. There are moments in the quiet of the night, when the moonlight slants through the window and the dust dances in the silver light, when the shadows feel almost alive, as if they are watching, listening, waiting. The world outside may change. The seasons may turn, but within these walls, there is a sense of continuity, of belonging, of home. The castle's shadows are a place of healing, a place where fears are faced, where hopes are kindled, where the heart finds comfort in the rituals of belief. The healer offers a charm. The cook stirs the pot. The nursemaid whispers a blessing. Each act is a way of saying, you are not alone. You are loved. You are safe. There are moments of celebration, moments when the shadows are filled with laughter, with music, with joy. The people gather for festivals, for feasts, for the turning of the year. They light candles, sing songs, tell stories. The shadows are banished, if only for a little while, by the warmth of community, by the power of hope, by the gentle strength of love. The castle's shadows are a place of hope, a place where dreams are born, where wishes are made, where the future is imagined. The people dream of peace, of safety, of a world where all may sleep without fear. Their dreams are simple, yet profound. They are the dreams that sustain them, that give them strength, that guide them through the long hours of the night. So let us linger here, in the gentle light of the shadows. Let us listen to the quiet sounds, the soft voices, the heartbeat of a world shaped by belief, by hope, by love. Let us remember that in every age, in every place, there are shadows, there are mysteries, there are moments of grace. For in the end, it is not the grandeur of the walls, nor the power of the sword, that gives the castle its life, but the quiet strength of those who hope, who believe, who dream. The castle's shadows are a reminder that power can be gentle, That strength can be silent, that the greatest changes often begin in the quietest of places. And as the night deepens, as the castle settles into sleep, let us carry with us the memory of the shadows, the comfort of charms, the peace of belief, the hope of a new day. Let us remember that in every heart there is a shadow, a mystery, a place of hope, of memory, of gentle ritual. The castle dreams, as we all do, of superstitions and charms, of fears and hopes, of the quiet power that shapes the world, one gentle moment at a time. Thank you all so much for staying with us for so long. I'm ending today's episode by wishing you a peaceful sleep. See you again in the next video. Now close your eyes and sleep peacefully.